Hey guys, it's your boy. I'm back again with another video, but this time I want to talk about something a bit different from yesterday's topic. So before we get started, I just want to say sorry for any noises you might hear because my nose is stuffy right now, but I still hope you enjoy the video. See, I used to watch this show called Black Lightning, which itself isn't a bad show, up until season 2, in my opinion. See, from the very beginning of the show, you can already kind of tell that there are going to be some racial issues and things like that, right? With that in mind, none of these issues come close to the problem I have with it. See, usually when I watch a show, I generally try to avoid any political or racial issues that are within the show unless I'm actually enjoying it, like I did this. But there was just a single part in the show that I just couldn't get over. And that part takes place in season 2, the Book of Consequences, chapters 1 through 3. And the problem here is that Jefferson Pierce, who's played by Cress Williams, and who is also Black Lightning, he's the principal of the high school in the show. And he's being replaced due to some superhumans running amok in his school, and he wasn't there to stop it. The new principal he's being replaced with is called Mike Lowry. And yes, as soon as I heard that name, I could not stop thinking about Bad Boys. I was like, Will Smith all the way, let's go. But then I saw it's PJ Burns, who's just mid-aged white guy. So, seeing as they chose this guy, Mike Lowry, to be the next principal, I'm assuming they have some good intentions, some of the kids' benefit at heart here. Well, Jefferson Pierce doesn't seem to think so, as I said earlier, there's racial issues, and Jefferson Pierce being replaced by a white guy is apparently one of them. You may be asking yourself, why is that a problem? That's what I thought too. But apparently, since it's a high school in the hood, then it's a problem. And the reason it's a problem for Jefferson Pierce and whoever else can relate, since it's a school full of predominantly black kids, Jefferson Pierce would have a better time understanding them since he grew up with in that area, and he kind of grew up with those kids in the past couple of years of being their principal. Which makes sense, but they don't really focus on that in the story. They focus more on it being a black sort of thing, like they got some telekinetic connection, rather than, oh, he grew up with these kids in the past couple of years, therefore he kinda knows what they're struggling with on a more personal level. Which is something I wasn't too comfortable about, but I just kept the story going because I was still enjoying the action and whatnot. Fast forward a little bit. The major problem I had was that Jefferson Pierce automatically assumes Mike Lowry would not be a good principal solely based on his skin color. And the story even goes into a little depth of Mike Lowry's backstory. It's just a simple explanation, but he just explains how he too has had some trauma and how he has definitely not lived in the best areas as well. So just because he's white doesn't mean he doesn't know what they're going through. It doesn't mean he doesn't know how to solve certain issues. But of course, it being a racially motivated story here, the white guy just had to do a whack job at teaching these kids, which, if you're a principal and you do a whack job, you deserve to know that. You deserve to get discredited for that. And if the job is bad enough, you deserve to get out of that position, you know? In this case, there's a scene that shows two kids fighting, right? And what he does, essentially, the new principal, he sends both of them home on a 2-week suspension. And that definitely seems like an exaggerated consequence, which to me, I feel like they're really pushing to make this guy the bad guy because I have never from personal experience, I've never even heard of a principal doing that. Like, of course, I've been put on a suspension before for fighting, but it was like a day. See, on Thursday I got into the fight. I talked to the principal, she said don't come back till Monday, so I was free Friday. And of course, since it was a weekend, Saturday, Sunday, it wasn't something as drastic as 2 weeks. And again, that school that I was in wasn't the best school. Not saying that my experience is quintessential here, but I am saying that if you're going to make this guy to be the bad guy, then you should at least try something a bit more realistic. And even then, stop trying to make him a bad guy just because of his skin color, you feel me? Same thing with anybody else in the story. One other thing I did notice is that there is the main villain in the story is Tobias. He is actually black, but he has a skin condition that makes him albino, which he's still black, just really white, really pale. I just find it a bit off-putting how the only two white people, I'd say, are villains in the story, and one of them isn't even totally white, he's albino. After that entire principal replacement event, I just decided to stop watching it, and honestly, I don't think I'll be going back to the show. I feel like they could have done a way better job to show white man bad, black guy good. I hope you guys have a good day, and talk to you later.